Welcome to the November 20th Rotary Club of Jamestown. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem, and the four-way test. I pledge allegiance States of America to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. Four-way test. Of the things we say, think, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And this afternoon, Mike will do our devotional.
All in our own belief, let us bow our heads and give thanks for this day. Lord, I give thanks for this club and the people that it represents. I give thanks for this community and how we serve it. I give thanks to our nation and our leaders for leading us through these times. I give thanks for those that served and gave up their lives for our freedom. I give thanks for this food that you have given us today. And in your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Mike, very much. And President-elect Marion, we have visiting Rotarians and guests. I'm going to make you come here so your head won't be cut off.
Thank you, Ruth. We are pleased to welcome, and I can say they are my guests. Zena Conklin is back with us today. Woo! We are also pleased to welcome back Patricia Graves and our ever special guest, Marissa Troxel.
Thank you so much, Marion. So we have a very busy club, as I've mentioned before, and I wanted to summarize for you a little bit about the results of our Friday's board meeting. I will try. I'll try. Let's try this one. Is that a little better? Hello. Hellos. They tell me one way one day and another way another day. Oh, well. So I put a sheet on your tables with a lot of words on it. So at the board meeting, the board recommended funding of a project that was presented by Greg and Sue Jones. And I just wanted to, I want to try and, let's see, share this other screen with you. It's a wonderful project, international project. I'm going to do this. No. Do this. I'm sorry. Bear with me. Here we go. This one. So it's an international project for water filtration systems for rural Mexico. And here. So I wanted to just do a few slides and the uh is- so so that you can see a little bit about it. And maybe I won't show you a few slides. This is So I guess I won't throw you through few slides. I'm very sorry because it was wonderful slides about this international project in Mexico. You have a sheet on your screen, on your tables there. Greg and Sue have actually been a part of this. They buy a water filtration system that is renewable, that the filter can be cleaned and reused over and over again. And they go up in the mountains of rural Mexico and they provide this water filtration system that serves and they're trying to do like 1,500, they're trying to do like 1,200 filters this year. And so our club voted, our vision committee and our board voted to support this project for $1,500. And it will now go to our Rotary Community Service Fund for their approval to provide this money. So we think it's a really wonderful project, and it's especially wonderful because Greg and Sue are hoping they can make it back there this year. And the Troxels may too. I've got that written down. So it's not just a funding, but it's also a personal service opportunity. And anyone else who's interested can go and talk to Sue and Greg about doing it. It's a really a wonderful project. And the board also approved the membership committee to provide an orientation for 2 prospective members. So we're excited about that. Marion, you got your mouth good and full, and I can ask you if you want to talk about the brochure that you presented or you want me just to do it. So on your tables, you'll also see a draft brochure of people in action about Rotary and our club and why to become a part of it and how to become a part of it. It is a draft. Marion is working on it. So if you have any ideas, suggestions, we gave them some at the board. Please take part but I think we're really excited about having a new brochure with lots of people in action. All right. So that was also approved. Not approved, it was reviewed. We want to encourage people to do makeups. And so reminder that in your program is the email to send your notification to Lisa Goodell for makeups. Why do a makeup? Because Rotary International still keeps track of this so that they can say how many Rotarians all over the world are involved. And so each club, it's important that we show and that we are formally recognizing how much work you all do. So please report your makeup. So it can be doing committee work, it can be doing service work, it can be actually taking a course in my Rotary or in Club Runner to learn more about Rotary. And right now we've got the Red Kettle campaign, and I'm hoping that we took the sign-up sheet off of the sign-in desk and it's going around. So you can sign up for Red Kettle campaign. You can sign up, you can go to the Books and Bibs bag stuffing, which is also written in your program when the details for that. I think it's the 29th. And you can assist with the mini golf fundraiser. So all sorts of ways you can do makeups, and please do report it. Let's show how much work our Rotary is doing because it's a lot. Okay, so let's see. Emily, did you want to talk some about the holiday party?
I just want you to all pull out your phones right now, go to your Google Calendar, make sure that you have December 9th, 5 o'clock marked down in your calendar to roll right from the mini golf into our holiday party at the ice arena. So mark your calendars, more details to come.
I just am very happy to say that our calendar for 50/50 and greeters is full. But I want to also add that we have a lot of days off between now and January 22nd. We're no meeting on the 11th, and so I made a mistake. I had put that on this calendar. There's no meeting on the 25th, no meeting on the 1st, no meeting on January 5th. So a lot of days that we're not going to be here. Also, we need a volunteer for today to close out. What is the nice way to say clean up? Sue Jones, thank you very much for raising the challenge. Otherwise, we have all our slots full. So thank you very much.
Great, thank you. All right, December 4th. December 4th is our very, very special a cappella choir lunch. Those of you who have been members a long time, this is, you can speak to how special an occasion this is. It's at First Lutheran Church. So please note that this will be at 11 a.m., not at 12:15 a.m., because the students have their lunch, are singing to us rather than eating their lunch. I don't think so, but anyhow, it's during their lunch break. And so they will be singing at noon. So we have to be done eating by then. So please come to the First Lutheran Church at 11 a.m. But we need you to sign up. Once again, I hope somebody has brought the sign-up sheets to pass around they're still out there. Can someone please go get the sign-up sheets so we can pass them around? Thank you. Okay, so I also wanted to talk a little bit about the cost of this event. As you know, since we handed out a revised budget last week, we are just barely covering our costs for lunches. So, and we have additional costs besides the lunch cost for when we're at First Lutheran. So the cost of the meeting is actually closer to $25 a person than to $15 a person. So, but at the board meeting, we discussed it and we said, hey, we want everyone to be able to come to this special concert. We want everyone to be able to afford to bring other people, bring your friends, bring your family. You know, everybody should come and hear this beautiful concert. And what did I say? What the whistle for coming to hear the full concert of the a cappella. But so we decided we weren't going to charge anymore. We were just going to keep it $15 for this event. So if you are willing to pay a little more, that would be wonderful. We won't ask you for more when you come in that day, but if you're willing to pay a little more, that would be great. But also, if you know someone who might want to sponsor such a wonderful event with the a cappella choir, please see me. Yep. Yeah. So, and remember, it includes Vicky's cookies, you know, I mean, not just her lunch, but her cookies. So now I don't want to muddy the waters, but I have to say this because I don't want there to be any confusion. We do make a contribution each year to support a cappella. That is separate, and it's budgeted through our community service fund. So I'm not asking for additional money for that. We are doing that. You have already raised those funds to help the a cappella choir. This is strictly for the cost of the meeting. Okay. I think those are all of my announcements. Are there any additional announcements from committee chairs?
Ruth, I'd like to report on the weekend if I could.
Oh, please.
So I wanted to let you know that I and a few other Rotarians spent an entire Rotary weekend from about 9:30 Saturday morning until about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, entertaining 10 amazing kids from the district, including our very own Joaquin. We met at St. Luke's, and then we went to the Comedy Center, and then we went to Lisa Yagi's for dinner, and we went to see a movie, and we went to church on Sunday, and then we went and did bumper boats or bumper cars and ice skating yesterday. And we had a fantastic time. I want to thank the club for sponsoring that. And I do have a couple people I want to thank publicly, and then I'll hand it back. I want to thank Marion for being with me the whole time and helping out. Thank you so much, Marion. I want to thank Lisa and Chris, Lisa for hosting, and Chris for coming with us to some of the things and also for hosting. I want to thank Nelson Garifi from the Comedy Center. He came over and did a docent tour with us and really helped the kids understand what we were going to do, or tried anyways. And I want to thank Kelly and Keith Martin, who were terrific hosts at the ice arena. They took our lunch order, they helped us with the bumper boats, and they were just generally very gracious and wonderful. The kids had a fantastic time. I'm exhausted. I'm sure they are too. Justin from the district was super pleased with the way everything turned out. And I also want to thank St. Luke's Church for letting us be a landing point and for welcoming us so graciously on Sunday morning. So it was a great weekend, and it made me so proud to be a Rotarian.
So just an update from the nominating committee, two things. One, after many, many years of service as our secretary, Lisa Goodell will be stepping down at the end of this Rotary year, June 30th. So many thanks. Andy's here, but Lisa's not, but many thanks to Lisa and all she's done as a secretary for this club. She's done a lot behind the scenes, and every past president is forever grateful for her help. And that leads us to our second point. I know somebody out there is thinking, what can they do for Rotary? We have an open secretary position. So I'll send out email later with some of what Lisa does. If you're interested in being our secretary, please let me know, as I'm in charge of the nominating committee and got big shoes to fill for Lisa. So let me know, please, if anybody wants to be secretary. Thank you.
Thank you, John, and thank you for taking that. And thanks to the nominating committee for all the work that they've been doing. So, who's our Rotary today? John Bauman, are you Rotary? Thank you, thank you. Hard work, and we really appreciate it. All right. And now at this time, I'm sorry, Marion, you had an additional announcement? Oh.
I know many of you participated before, and we'd love you to come back for our book stuffing November 29th at 5 o'clock at the Rotary office. So the Literacy Committee will be there, but anybody else, we would love to have you, and we promise a fun and exciting night. So this is the Books and Bibs project, so we really appreciate your help if you can make it for a couple hours. Thank you.
Thank you, Marion. And now it is my privilege to welcome into membership to our club Ken Emiro, whose name was proposed by Becky Robbins. And so this proposal has been reviewed in accordance with our club's bylaws. So I invite Ken and Becky to join us up front, please. Oh. And I just remembered what I forgot, and that's the plaque. And oh, I am so sorry. You've got to no. So you'll come this way because I'm trying to get us. Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to get everybody's heads. Actually, why don't we go to Happy Bucks while I go get the plaque and to Doug, Sergeant Doug, while I go get the plaque and the pins. Oh, here we are.
Okay, good. And you're to hurry because it's going to be a short time here today. Thank you. Is there a 50-50 bucket here somewhere? Ah, here he comes. Let's draw a number. $41 to the winner today. And Tori is twisting her arm strongly.
Zero 471. 41 to Tori.
Aha. I presume a lot. Yeah, okay. Okay. Persons I wish to recognize are not here today, so that's how it could be short. However, Dewey has been extremely generous due to his absence, which is certainly understandable. And Mark had to leave early, so we do have a start for the bucket. Now let's see, what is this week? Oh, it's Thanksgiving week. Oh, Sue, what? Yeah. Oh, good for you. Now, Sue, there were 52 pilgrims at the first Thanksgiving. How many of those were female? 15. You want to think that over twice? Okay. Your table can divvy up. There were 5. There was a 78% mortality rate of women coming over and surviving that first term here. There were 4 or 5 women, 22 men and 25 children. Can you imagine those 25 children being raised by men? Oh, whoa. No wonder this country's gone left. Yeah, okay. And Stacy, what Native American acted as interpreter for the first Thanksgiving feast? You must have read that. What Native American acted as interpreter at the first Thanksgiving table between the Indians and the Pilgrims? You're going to pay. Squanto. Remember that name? Everybody remembers that name. And we got 8 turkey hunters in the room. Andy, speaking of turkeys. Whoa. Okay, domesticated turkeys have different tails colors. Domesticated turkeys have one color, wild turkeys have another. Could you tell me? Well, I'll even tell you. Black and white. Which tail goes with which species? Perfect. Okay. All right, Ruth, are you ready? We did not do happy bucks.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and do our presentation here since we have the materials. So let's try this again. I'm trying to get it so we're in the picture. All right. So so as I said, Ken, thank you very much. It's our privilege and pleasure today to welcome you into membership again. So I know you were a member of this chapter before, the club before, so we welcome you back and we proceed to readmit you into membership in the Rotary Club of Jamestown, New York, and to the fellowship of 32,000 plus Rotary clubs throughout the world. From your experiences in Nigeria, your earlier membership, and your orientation, You have learned that the ideal of Rotary is service to others, and that our principal motto is service above self. The primary objective of our club and all Rotary clubs is to encourage and foster this ideal, and we are confident you will share in this effort. You have been approved for membership in our club because we believe that you are an outstanding representative of your vocation, who subscribes to the ideals of Rotary and who is willing to do your share in translating these ideals into effective action. You have agreed to accept the obligations of membership in this club, to obey our Constitution and bylaws, and to be an actively engaged member. You have also learned about our specific committees and projects and our culture during your orientation, and we are eager for you to put your gifts and talents to work alongside all of your fellow Rotarians. I now have a pleasure of asking your sponsor, Becky Robbins, to pin on the Rotary emblem and present you with your membership plaque, which you hope you will display with pride. We've decided it's a lot safer to let people put their own pins on. Sorry, I need to change the wording. Great, great. Becky, did you want to say a little bit about Ken?
Sure. Just to remind you, Ken was a member before, but he's from the Igbo tribe of Nigeria. He moved to Jamestown in August of 2014 and became a U.S. citizen in 2018. Kenneth holds a Bachelor of Science degree in microbiology from a university in Nigeria. When he was living in Nigeria, he began Emerging Media, a tech-focused media and publicity company which counted tech companies from Nigeria, US, the UK, and Israel, South Africa, and Dubai among its clients. Kenneth started the Nigeria Innovation Summit, Tech Trends Africa blog, and the African Innovation Academy, which are a few avenues to champion technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship in Africa. He's also a member of International Society for Professional Innovation Management, which is the largest global community dedicated to innovation management. Now here in Jamestown, he came here for a woman. And sorry, he worked at Cummins and Weber Knapp, and now he manages his own rental properties. Well, he spends more time raising his family. And as a former Rotarian, Ken assisted Chris Anderson in website and other communications projects. So welcome to the Rotary.
So Ken, you spoke very sincerely to us at our membership orientation. I didn't know if you wanted to say a few words to the Rotary Club about how you plan to be a part of this club.
Thank you so much, Ruth. Thank you, Maron. Thank you, Becky, and Chris too, and everybody who has made this induction a success for me. I appreciate being here. I appreciate fellowshipping with great people in this community. And as I'm, back here, I promise to give my best. I've learned a lot of things from most people that I've interacted with. Passionate, passionate endeavors, great people who are committed to the community, which is very fundamental. And I've learned humility too, because where I come from, we're not very humble, especially when you have achieved a few things. But when I see it here, it's something I, learned from all of you, and I appreciate that. And I'm happy to be back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very good. Thank you, thank you. So, if we could take a couple happy bucks if people are, yep, if people have happy bucks.
Thanks, Ruth. I dropped a 20 and I'm going to stretch it as far as I can today because I missed a few meetings. I've got to leave early. I owe $1 for our Thanksgiving trivia, and I got a couple happy bucks as well. I just want to mention, as the chamber guy in the room, this weekend is Small Business Saturday. Please get out there and support our local businesses. Even just one purchase local makes a difference, especially for that business owner and their staff. We are running a contest again this year for folks who are out shopping. Please take a photo. You could be in the photo. That would be great. You don't have to be in the photo of the stores you're going to. Make a post on Facebook or Instagram, tag the chamber page to enter, and then we will do a random drawing for $250 shop local gift cards, I believe. So make sure you're doing that while you're out. We also launched our window decorating contest, which you can see the beautiful windows around town and Shockway County. Please vote in that as well for those businesses. And that's the end of my chamber advertisement. But we also have selected our Pam Leidick Coalition Builder Award, which will be presented at our annual meeting December 8th. And that is a big happy buck because we are recognizing Bishop Leecroft Clark for his work with the IDEA Coalition. So I just wanted to announce that today.
Okay, I'm gonna just give a happy buck to two people. One, of course, is Joaquim. Where did you go? Did he hide? Where are you hiding? There you are. He was a wonderful ambassador for our club. So proud of him, so proud of his leadership and ability to create real fellowship. And then a huge happy buck to Sherry. She did an amazing job this weekend, herding cats and just doing a fantastic job. So kudos to you, Sherry. Thank you.
Thanks, Marion.
I'm giving my happy 20 bucks. And that's because I'm going to be gone for a while. Marissa, come on up here for a minute. Most of you know that I'm kind of just a 6-month person here, half the year, but the other half of the year we're busy with other Rotary clubs doing things. And it kind of makes it special for me to be here because I don't get to be here all year round. And I was thinking, especially what Ken was saying, that it's nice to look out here and see all of you as my friends. And I really mean that. And what's better about that is all of us get together and generate this great service organization called the Rotary Club of Jamestown. It's hard to imagine a better group of people doing more important work in a city together and enjoying each other's company. So I will miss you all. We will be in possibly in Mexico with Sue and Greg. We'll be in Singapore maybe next month fixing bicycles, and we'll be in Siem Reap on January 17th. And any of you who would like to come and help us distribute those 1,000 bicycles. It's a wonderful city, and we would be happy to see you there. Anyway, we'll see you for a week in March because we have to come back for that. But it's always great to say hello again. So.
Well, this is a message that I'm sending to all of you. It's bittersweet. I am actually retiring. So I've been doing, of course, I have my own paper here, and that's been 14 years. And prior to that, all together, it's almost 30 years that I've been walking these streets and seeing all of you're so beautiful. I've been with every one of you. Yeah. So I love that. So I'm excited about this, but at the same time, it's really kind of bitter. And I am trying to find a buyer for the Gazette. It's profitable, it's fun, and they will be excited. Okay? Thank you.
Here's a happy buck to thanks for Rotary Club for the weekend. Thanks, Marion, very much. Thanks, Cherry, that He's on Zoom here. And thanks very much, Chris. Those peoples are making my life really easier here. So I want to thanks very much for this opportunity and being here. Thank you.
In my life at Syracuse, I met a guy named Dino Babers, one of the nicest gentlemen I've ever met in my life. Dino, unfortunately, was let go as the coach of Syracuse because one thing you have to do is win. So I'm somewhat sad to see him go because he was a representative of the college and a great person. But unfortunately, you have to win. But do not fret. He's leaving as a multimillionaire.
Hello, everyone. I'm here to talk a little bit about volunteering for VITA, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. Now, you might think to yourself, wow, the Monday before Thanksgiving might not be the best time to look for volunteers, but once we get to the holidays, nobody thinks about it, and this starts really in January. So you don't have to be really great at taxes. You have to be detail-oriented. You want to be able to serve people. And I don't know of any other volunteer opportunity where you can sit in front of someone and 45 minutes later make their life usually better by getting them tax credits that they didn't know that they were aware of, refund back to working families and nonprofits. So if you are interested, Tuesday evenings, Wednesday evenings, Saturdays, I'm going to pass out this flyer. We will do training. We will certify you through the IRS. We will give you all the support that you need. And if you don't want to do tax preparation, you can be a greeter and you can actually greet the people who are coming in to have their taxes done. Make sure they have all their documents. So if you like checking things off a list, it's a great volunteer opportunity. And last year, this VITA program did taxes for 1,470 households across Chautauqua County, bringing back more than $2.5 million in refunds to working families and seniors. So we could do more if we had more volunteers. All of our appointments fill up right away. And so we'd like to do more because more households in this community can benefit by having their taxes done for free. So I'm going to put this on your tables and you can scan a QR code. You can text a thing and our coordinator, whose name is Joe, will get a hold of you.
I was hoping to do this when Russ Dietrich was here, and unfortunately, he's not today. Saturday mornings, I don't know if any of you turn on WJTN, but at 10 o'clock, Russ Dietrich and Andrew Hill are on the radio, and they always have a guest. This past Saturday, I'm on the roof cleaning out the gutters, and guess who the guest was? Lou Meckley. And boy, did I learn a lot about Lou, the life and times of Lou Meckley. What a great guy. We all know that. I couldn't help but put in $1 today, and I don't know where Tori went, but Tori, he expects you to keep him busy, so.
Thanks. I wasn't going to say anything, but I've got to put an exclamation point on what Stacy had to say. About 12 of the best years of my life was the adventure of working with Stacy at the Jamestown Gazette. And one of the things I discovered, basically my assignment every week for those 12 years was to find good people doing good things around Jamestown and the county. And you know, I never missed a week when I didn't find somebody good doing something. I don't have any tolerance for anybody who's got any complaints about this neighborhood. It's a wonderful place to be. Thanks, Stacy.
And at this time, I'd like to behind me.
All right. I know I'm looking at the time. We've had a busy meeting today, so I hope you'll all stay for what is going to be the very best part of our meeting today. Sukanya Burman was born and raised in Kolkata, India. She has degrees from St. Xavier's College and Martha Graham School of Contemporary Dance. She's a professional dancer with roots in dance that is native to India as well as modern dance. She's received recognition both in the United States and abroad for her artistic talent and innate leadership. She and her husband have been living in the Jamestown area full-time since 2020, although I learned as part of today that they actually arrived here at first in 2017. So we're grateful that the COVID pandemic brought them back. She has become a recognized leader locally, regionally, and statewide for dance and the arts, as well as an advocate for the nonprofit sector. She has heightened the awareness of funders, and by funders, I mean me, regarding the importance of supporting organizations led by artists of color. She is a member of Dance Force and very involved with NISCA. In 2023, part of what she's here to talk with us about is that Sukanya established Sukanya Burman Dance, a contemporary dance company located in Jamestown, New York, and it mobilizes the expressive techniques of Indian diasporic dances and modern dance to explore compelling ideas and create shared visual experiences. Sukanya Burman Dance aims to explore different ways of movement in the human body and tell stories relevant to our world today. Sukanya, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tori and the Rotary Club of Jamestown for inviting me here to speak about dance and also about the work that we are doing here in Jamestown. So I wanted to explore the topic of dance as a tool for social change. So what is dance? So as you can see from Wikipedia, always our most trusted source of information, dance is an art form often classified as a sport consisting of body movements with aesthetics and often symbolic value, either improvised or purposely selected. So the oldest proof of dance can be found like in 9,000-year-old cave paintings in India, where they depict scenes from various life events like hunting and childbirth, religious rites. And then also it's spread across, we can see those paintings come in Egypt in the 3rd millennia. And then it kind of trickles into the ancient Greece civilization, where they used dance openly and publicly to celebrate not just religious rituals, but also like celebration of life. But not all of these ancient dances were for religious purposes. Ordinary people also used to dance, again, for entertainment, socialization, and to induce a mood of joyous celebration. As you can see, we can classify dance in 2 different categories. The first one is theatrical dance, and the second one is participatory dance or social dance. Theatrical dance is theatrical dance is also called performance dance, which is intended primarily to be a spectacle on stage. Usually it is performed by virtuoso dancers with oftentimes they have complex choreography, rhythms, and deeper context, and it requires both abstract and dramatic movements. But social dance is undertaken primarily for a common purpose, that is social interaction. Examples of social dance can be line dancing or folk dances as well. So these movements are very repetitive and simple, often upbeat and joyous. When I say classical dance, the first thing that comes to our mind is, right? But as you can see, classical dances from all around the world, and this is just like, just a layer, a very tiny layer of it. There's a lot of classical dances around the world, and ballet being the youngest of the classical dances. So ballet just started in the 15th century. But if you see dances like Khmer and Balinese dances and Kathak and Odissi, these are really, really old classical dances going all the way back to like 5,000 years ago. Okay, let's talk a little bit about ballet, as you all are very familiar with it, right? So ballet, again, it was developed during the Italian Renaissance in the 15th century, and it became intensely saturated and codified in France over the following 100 years. And then it became the entertainment source for the elites and the aristocrats. Then this technique, slowly started becoming more and more intricate They had professionals come and start doing this. And soon it spread all across Europe, going all the way to the czars of Russia. Now, it became one of the dominant forms of dance in Russia, and Ballet Russe was formed. Ballet Russe was very vital because Ballet Russe traveled all across the world, and they brought ballet to the US as well through a young choreographer, George Balanchine, who went on to found the monolith institution of New York City Ballet and the American Ballet Theater, and it defined what dance would become in the US. So, ballet had its good times, and then emerged a new form of dance called modern dance. It was for a cause, because in the early 1900s, during the Great Depression, ballet did not make sense to a lot of people. It did not talk about the socioeconomic struggles of the masses at the moment. There was a lot of changes happening. Industrialization was happening all over Europe and in America, and people could not resonate with the themes that ballet was presenting. So it emerged as a rejection and rebellion against classical ballet. The forerunner of modern dance in the US were Isadora Duncan, Loie Fuller, Maud Allen, Ruth Dennis, and Ted Shawn. So the most famous one is Isadora Duncan, as you can see her dancing right here. She was an early feminist. She believed that marriage was too restrictive. Imagine in 1920, she was thinking about this. Thought dance should be inspired by nature. She thought dance was an expression of the spirit, and she danced barefoot in simple tunics, which was a huge thing back then because women were supposed to always cover themselves, wear corsets, and wear shoes. So she was a rebel at that time. Loie Fuller then came in and she started using lighting effects in her dance. She used colored lights and she used voluminous silk costumes. And then came Ruth Dennis. She was inspired by the Eastern tradition. She created, along with her husband, Ted Shawn, the Denishon School in Los Angeles, where she trained hundreds of young dancers who would become pioneers of modern dance in the US. So US became the birthplace of modern dance. But parallel to that, in Germany, we were also having a movement of modern dance. Ted Shawn also went on to build Jacob's Pillows dance. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. It's the mecca of dance. People from all around the world come to Jacob's Pillow dance to kind of joy dance, present dance, and interact with dancers. Okay, then as we know, everything good has to come to an end. So modern dance as well, the forerunners, as we said, Isadora Duncan, Ted Shawn, they all kind of had a very structured way of moving. And the forerunners, they got revolted against by the founders of modern dance. As the forerunners revolted against ballet and vaudeville, the founders actually thought that the initial modern dance was very commercial, and they wanted to use modern dance to express severe emotions, grittier emotions, rather than it being just pretty and joyous. So they emphasized on the integrity of the dance over commercial success. We have modern dance pioneers like Martha Graham, Catherine Dunham, Doris Humphrey, and then post-war, Alvin Ailey became a prominent figure in modern dance, highlighting the Black experience in America. And then again, modern dance transitioned to postmodern dance. Postmodern dance is a 20th century concert dance that came into popularity in the early 1960s. They rejected all kinds of structure. Postmodern dance felt that anything can be dance and anybody can be a dancer. So they employed a lot of pedestrian movements, and they started including everyday casual postures into their dance. And you can see all these stalwarts of postmodern dances are here. Bill T. Jones, still alive, still doing his. And postmodern dance led its way to contemporary dance. And as we can see, contemporary dance is, previously it was distinguished as choreography that was cutting edge and innovative. But we know, like we all have heard of So You Think You Can Dance, right? So what So You Think You Can Dance did was commercialize contemporary dance. It's like the cycle, dance started as a commercial entity, became more artistic, then it came back to being commercial. But contemporary dance in its original essence is basically anything that is innovative, that is new, that is challenging the notions of the time. So currently, contemporary dance includes movements from different kinds of dance, like Buto from Japanese contemporary dance. They use South Asian classical dance forms. They can use rules from, Afrocentric dance forms, West African dance form, Afro-Caribbean dance form, and make a newer kind of dance which is more global. All right, so dance, as we know, has been a source of entertainment for a lot of people, but dance has also been used as a source of activism. And activism through dance can be traced back to the new dance group that was formed in New York City post-war in the 1940s, where they instilled the belief that dance has to be a conscious art, and it should not just be for mere entertainment, and those who view dance should be impacted by it deeper somewhere. So the diversity in the dances that they had, it wasn't indicative of a greater philosophy. They were the group that welcomed people from all races, genders, sexuality, and religion. So they were the front runners of inclusion back in the 40s. And that kind of continued on today, as we see in other dance forms that are kind of challenging their own notions of inclusion. And then we can see that there are so many inequities that are there still in the current dance scene, where we are highlighting Eurocentric forms a lot more and not really giving opportunities and platforms to dancers of color, specifically dancers who perform non-Eurocentric dance forms. So therefore, there emerges a need for more advocacy in dance. So as a very recent first-generation Indian American woman of color in the dance world, I have experienced significant barriers, I would say, to the progress of my dance career. But what I have endured is nothing compared to what other people have to go through. And through conversations and collaborations with other dance artists of color and colleagues, we felt that we need to challenge some systemic inequities that plagues the dance world. So this led me to find my own voice and uplift the voices of other underrepresented and underserved dance artists and dance enthusiasts by creating a platform called Sukanya Burman Dance that continually challenges the cultural institutions and ideas that are artistic monoliths in our industry. So, hold on. Yeah, sorry. Thank you. So some of the things that we have been saying is for educators and directors, we oftentimes hear that, ballet is the technical foundation of all dance. We are calling other non-Eurocentric dance forms as cultural or ethnic or exotic. We refer to ballet and modern as technique in a way that it implies every other genre of dance does not require training or formal skills. There is a lot of rampant tokenism where we use BIPOC artists and promotional materials without actively empowering such artists. We do not recognize sometimes the intersection of race and class or the implications of Black and brown families when they have barriers to generate wealth, and we expect them to participate in these art forms. For organizations and funders, funding, granting, producing the same organizations that engage in cultural appropriation. And I know cultural appropriation is a hot topic. It's really kind of misunderstood, but cultural appropriation is a term, in terms of dance, it can have two major harmful consequences. One is borrowing aesthetics, practices, costumes, presentations of cultural art forms without respecting it, studying it, or understanding the cultural context, and callously presenting it because sometimes it's edgy, which further delegitimizes the art form and its impact. And also, for cultural appropriation, they benefit financially from teaching and presenting such forms, while actual practitioners of such art form are left economically disadvantaged. So we are saying that we are seeing it's rampant where we are paying white choreographers, dancers more than choreographers of color, or even expecting people to work for free, specifically dancers of color. We have a budget that only allocates for one select performance, a diverse performance, with no strategic plan to rework practices to diversify the programming. We reject grant applications because the panel didn't get it, or it's not relatable, or having very little diversity in the grant panel. So these are the challenges that we have recognized and seen. So because of that, in August 2020, during the height of the pandemic, my partner and I decided to move from New York City to Jamestown, New York, as did many of my other pure dance artists. We all moved to various rural counties in New York State, and we quickly recognized the need to form a network, a strong network of dance artists that supports, collaborates, and expands on the dance field across New York State. Most of us started building platforms, organizations, and projects for that purpose. Me being the farthest county in New York State, and I'm pretty isolated. But good news is that Chautauqua County has a robust art scene. We have great music here. We have great visual arts. We have an amazing theater scene. But what is desperately lacking is a dance scene. So the median age of a dancer in the Chautauqua area is 14 years. Yeah, 14 years. And there are no opportunities for dancers to pursue dance beyond their high school years. There is a severe lack of funding for dance projects. We also saw the lack of talent retention amongst dance graduates who are in our higher institutions of learning like University of Buffalo and SUNY Fredonia. Also, when it came to grassroots level dance schools, we also experienced that instruction and participation was pretty homogeneous. And the work also that was happening in silos. So this led us to start a nonprofit that pushes for a professional dance presence in our area, employing trained dance artists, encouraging artistic collaborations, and bringing a global perspective to dance education for both students and audiences alike. So now that we are incorporated as a nonprofit in 2023, we have focused on 3 different areas. One is having a professional dance company that employs professional dancers, choreographers, and produces dance performances. We partner with other organizations to educate and cultivate audiences, boost dance appreciation, and increase general awareness. We have community classes. We just ended our fall semester, so we offered 7 community classes this fall semester. We reached 100 community members through our classes. Our community classes are designed to keep accessibility and affordability in the forefront. All of our classes are priced keeping the median income of Jamestown in mind, and we have given out scholarships to almost 5 students this semester. Our current dance company have 3 trained dancers and 3 apprentices. And in 2024, we are structuring our semesters to offer a wider variety of movement and dance classes. We are working with BIPOC artists regionally and from New York City to offer further programming. As you can see, some of our pictures from community classes, we tend to work mostly with teens and adults. So we held workshops at other regional and local organizations serving both youths and adults. So we did a little teach back session and panel discussion at Jamestown Community College recently for their Go Global Fair. We interacted with over 200 county high school students and college students presenting on the topic of cultural expression and artistic expression. We had such meaningful conversations, and we got to make some great relationship building there. And very recently, through the generous funding of New York State Council on the Arts and through the fiscal sponsorship of ASI Western New York, we presented our first full-length dance production this month on November 2nd, the production The Bayadere, which premiered at the Robert A. Jackson Center. And then we also presented it at the Sharman Theater for GCC. So what's next for Sukanya Burman Dance? For 2024 season, we have the following goals. we are presenting our next full-length evening production in September 2024. We are hosting a regional dance festival for the first time in Jamestown, New York, post-summer, through partial funding from New York State Dance Force, New York State Council on the Arts, and local funding bodies. We are collaborating with artists from across New York State for performances and workshops and creating an ongoing rural-urban partnership. We are expanding program offerings through collaborations with local organizations and schools, and we are commissioning work to emerging choreographers from Western New York. So a lot in the books for 2024. We're hoping to get there. And then we'll open up the floor for any questions, comments. Yeah. So if you want to donate to Sukanya Burman Dance, which is a 501c3 dance company, you can go to our website. There is a donate button, very simple, and you can become either a monthly donor for us, a monthly patron, or you can have a one-time donation as well.
How did you ever stumble onto Jamestown, New York from New York City? I don't get it.
So it all happens as we saw that, love brings us here, right? So my partner is actually from this area, not specifically from Jamestown, but Northwest PA. And we were living in Warren for a little bit. And then, we actually visited Jamestown, and we're like, this is such a cool city. Like, we should totally move here. It reminds me of Brooklyn. I was at Lab and the Labyrinth. I'm like, oh, this is like Brooklyn. So we should move here. And we bought a house and we loved it here. Yes, that too.
Do you have any connection with Chautauqua Institution?
Chautauqua Institution as their school administrator for the School of Music for their summer 2018 season. Very, very much in good terms with Deborah Sunemore.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we're so glad that you came. And
Thank you.
Where's your studio located?
We are in downtown Jamestown, right above Chautauqua Music on 106 East 2nd Street.
Very good.
Come visit us.
Yes. In appreciation, yes. One of Sukanya, one of our Rotary's major programs is eradication of polio in the world. And in thanks and appreciation for your performance today, your talk today, we will be making a donation in your name, and it will make sure that 4 children never experience polio in their lives. Thank you. Very good. Thank you all, and thanks for all you do. And let's see, we have a venue meeting right now for over here in the corner for anyone who's got stuff to report about that. Thank you very much. And we are adjourned.